Hello guys, this week's portion is the portion of Ki-Tissa, which literally is when you take. Due to the first words of the portion, Ki-Tissa et rosh bnei Yisrael lifkudehem, when you take a census of the sons of Israel to number them. Okay, and the system of numbering the children of Israel is a unique one. This system is in fact a procedure where everyone contributes half a shekel. Shekel was the coin of that time, and the amount of the half of the shekalim are counted, and then we know the number of all the men between the ages of 20 and 50. And the idea of money in the biblical times is very different than the idea of money in today's modern world, and actually it is reflected by the Hebrew word for money, kesef. That is the Hebrew word for money, which is in fact also the Hebrew word for silver. And to explain the difference between the ancient monetary system and the modern one, I have two friends which I brought to help us with today's lesson, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Franklin. And as you can see, Mr. Jackson and Mr. Franklin, both former presidents of the United States, have the same size. Okay, they're made of the same material, and basically they have almost no intrinsic value. They're both pieces of cloth. It's not really a paper, I think it's cloth. Nonetheless, they have no value for themselves. They just represent the fact that each of them is a legal tender for all debts, public and private, and the Treasurer of the United States is signed on each of them. Okay, so the government of the United States is obligating to back up these pieces of cloth. But in the ancient world, the money itself had an intrinsic value, meaning that the coin itself had a value because it was precious. It was made of precious metals. And in our portion, Ki-Tissa, starting Exodus 30 verse 11 through Exodus 34 verse 35, we have two important precious metals mentioned. One is the kesef, the silver, which is also money, which we have discussed. And it is interesting to see that we always read the portion of Ki-Tissa not far from the celebration of Purim, the celebration of the biblical story of Esther, and the shekels of silver given by the Hebrews in the portion contrast the silver that was offered by Haman to Ahashverosh, the king of Persia, for the annihilation of the Jews. The 10,000 talents of silver are contrasting the shekels of silver given by the Hebrews. And the second important metal, precious metal, which is mentioned in our portion is the gold. And unfortunately, it is mentioned as part of the sin, the famous sin of making the golden calf. It is very interesting that explicitly following the Ten Commandments, God is telling Moses the following in Exodus 20 verse 19, the portion of Jethro, which we've seen few weeks ago. Vayomer Adonai el Moshe, and God says to Moses, Ko tomar el bnei Israel, so shall you say to the children of Israel, Atem reitem ki min hashamayim dibarti aleichem. You have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Okay, and the reason, and this is a title, this is a prologue for what? For the prohibition of making golden idols or silver ones. Lo ta'asun iti Elohei chesef ve'Elohei zahav lo ta'asu lachem. You shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall you make for yourselves gods of gold. And you can see that the fact that the Israelites witnessed the providence, the direct, imminent providence of God in Mount Sinai actually makes the idea of making an idol made of gold very ludicrous, because they don't need this proof to the awesomeness of God. They have seen God in their own eyes. So God is saying to them, if you want to build a temple, if you want to build an altar for me, you can make it out of earth, you can make it out of stone, and even if you make it out of stone, you don't make it out of dressed stone. Okay, make it out of simple stone, make it out of earth, because you don't need the idea of gold and silver, the ore that accompanies these precious metals. It is interesting, though, that when they decide to build a molten image of God, they choose the calf. They choose the calf because the calf is the son of the bull, and the bull was the largest domesticated animal in the ancient Near East, and it represented power. Power. The word bull, aluf or shol, is a symbol of power. Also, the horns of the bull or of the young calf, who is the son of the bull, are symbol of strength. And we can see all throughout the Bible that these symbols are representing power. So the Israelites, and we can see that from imagery of the ancient Near East, how kings had crowns with horns of bulls. We know that from other cultures as well, because the bull always represented power. So the Israelites, or the Hebrews, which regarded themselves as a new people, as a young people, chose the calf, the son of the bull, to be their representation of God, basically. So that's why they chose the golden calf and not a golden mouse. Maybe if they were Egyptian, they would have gone with a mouse, okay, but they went with a calf because it was the symbol of strength. I'll see you again next week. Bye bye, guys.